Alright guys, I guess as everybody knows, we have a bunch of laying hens, chickens that we get eggs from on a regular basis. So, I mean actually we get tons of eggs from these things. So what we do is we store them long term, and that's what we're going to show you how we do that. We're going to show you how we store them for long term. So basically we're going to turn these big brown eggs into this powder. Dehydrated, yeah. So we use a dehydrator. We have one of the little $50, $60 dehydrators from Rural King. It's a 217 grilling company. Yeah. So basically what we do, well, there's two different ways that we store these eggs long term. If we're going to use them like for, you know, the next whenever, you know, I mean, the way this is, you know, they're good for a year in a freezer like this. But we'll show you how we'd store them two different ways. If you want to get those out of the freezer, we'll show them what they look like. We do it this way. It's just one of the many ways. That's a whole egg. That's a whole egg, yolk and all still in it. We'll show you how we do that. You freeze them, and then just basically take them out and put them in a Ziploc bag, and they're good for a year or better in a Ziploc bag just stuck in the freezer out there. But I mean, they probably won't never last that long. So
you can always vacuum seal them too.
Yeah, vacuum seal them and put them in a deep freeze, but they won't never last that long. That's just something that we're going to use short term probably. But what we'll do is we only have like a small blender, I forget if that's what you want to call it, but what we'll do, you can go ahead and crack them.
I always save my shells so that I can put them in my
garden. Grow tubs that we build. Yeah.
And that was on another video. Then I pretty much grind them up and put them in the self-growing pots. That's what it is.
The feed and the calcium and all that stuff that we give them, that makes these shells
really hard.
Really thick and hard, yeah. So what we do normally on that, we'll have to show how we done that. After we crack these eggs, we kind of got ahead of ourselves. We need to show them how we done the trays, because most trays just won't work. You have to improvise a little to make these trays work in a dehydrator. How many is that? Is that full? That's full, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
8, 9.
I'm gonna go ahead and blend.
Okay, that's good.
While I'm blending these, do you want to show them the trays?
Yeah, go ahead. Need a lid on it. This one right here.
Yeah.
What we did is we went to Walmart and we bought the little aluminum cooking pans. They come like 2 or 4 for a pack for like $1. And these for the dehydrator got the hole in it, what they call a heat stack or whatever, a chimney or whatever it is they call them in these things. So you have to make something work in here. So basically what we done is took those little cooking trays, you have to cut them down a little on the sides, and then you have to make a hole in the middle for that right there to work. And it's got to be kind of elevated up. See how that's got like a cone in it right there? You have to have a cone in it, or the fluid or the egg will run down. You got to be able to keep the egg in there. So that's how we do it. You can do it any way you want. We have another dehydrator we're going to get out pretty soon. It has a silicone trays. It's a little better, but these are pretty good. Because this little dehydrator here only uses 240 watts. So that's kind of the plan for that. But I mean, living on solar, you want something that uses as little power as possible. But that's how we do it. So what we'll do is we'll blend this up.
You can dump that one in.
Okay, you have to dump that over there because you can't move them. Okay. Yeah, this is 9 eggs right here. And we just set that tray down right here on top of the dehydrator. I'm not sure if they can see that or not. Okay. Let's turn it just a little bit. Alright, like I said, we just take this and we dump it right in the little aluminum pan. You can't get it too much in there to run out. You got to be careful about how you put it in there. they say not to put it too thick, but we always put it in real thick, try to get as many in there as we can. It just takes longer to do is all, that's the only thing. So, see, like right there is one full tray. Then what we do is take another tray and set it right on top there. I guess we'll have to blend some more, but we'll pour what's left out of this one in here. Pour this one in here. Alright, that's 9 eggs right there. So we're gonna blend some more, then we'll be right back. Alright, that's probably enough in that one. That's enough in that one. Alright, add the last one. And you probably get away with putting 2 or 3 more in there. Alright, just blend a couple more, put in there. Alright, how many is that total in there?
It's 28 eggs altogether.
In 4 racks?
Yes.
Alright. Put them in there that thick. The only bad part about it is it takes so long for them to do. I mean, you're talking 28, 30 hours. You have to tell them where you set it.
140.
Let's set that by the max minutes. 24 hours. That's the hours. That's good.
Oh.
That's good. 25, 26. You have to go down with that.
Yes. Oops.
One more. Right there.
There.
Alright, we set it on, well, if you say there or not, 140 degrees, 25 hours. And then, this will be like a 2-parter. So once these are done, we'll come back and show you how we do the rest of the part of it.
And this is how I crush my eggs to put it in our
shells, yeah.
To put in our grow pots outside on the porch that we showed you in the other video.
Yep. But anyway, that right there this will make roughly, when we grind them, we put them in quart jars and with a oxygen absorber in it, and it makes roughly 1/2 to 3/4 of a quart jar. All these do, just like right there. This is what it'll look like. And we just got this one out to show you how it turns out. It's real fine powder, and you take 2 tablespoons of this, and 2.5 tablespoons of water.
2 tablespoons of this to 2 tablespoons of water. Yeah.
Equals 1 egg. 1 egg. So I mean there's a bunch of eggs in there. I don't know exactly how many that is, but there's a bunch of eggs in there.
I think that was 5 or 6 dozen.
Alright, that's that. Now we're going to show you how we do the other way.
This is another way that we store our eggs. I lightly spray all the pans so that
what we're using is what do you call this thing? Cupcake pans?
Yeah, muffin pans.
Muffin pans. And these are the muffin liners, but they're the silicone liners that go in there. That way you can reuse them over and over and over and over, but they don't stick, and the eggs won't stick to these neither. But we spray these too. So we spray the pans and then we spray the liners. And all this is stuff you can get right at Walmart for, I think these silicone things are like $8, but the pans are like $1 and something a piece or something like that. I can probably get enough of this one, so they ain't got to be a lot. There we go. That's good. Alright. We spray them so they don't stick. If you don't spray something in there, they will stick. And you can do a dozen or however how many you want to do at a time like this. We do a dozen at a time like this. So just crack them, whole egg, drop it right in there.
Yolk and all.
Yep, yolk and all. Whenever you get ready to use these, so like you want to fry them for tomorrow in the morning, what we do is we just set out how many we think we're going to have or however we're going to eat. We set them out and put them in the bottom of the refrigerator and just let them defrost, you know, out until the next morning. Then it's just like cracking a whole egg out, just like this. But we get so many eggs, like I said, that we don't want to waste them because feed and everything's so high. So we try to, I guess, preserve as many as we can. You can reuse the shells too. You can put those like you're saying in your garden.
And I hold it up and show them. And you have the yolk and everything still in them.
Yeah. Well, you can't even pour it. But anyway, they still got the yolks in them and everything. So what we're going to do is just put them right directly into the freezer. In about 4 hours, you can change them and put another dozen in.
Okay.
But anyway, that's how you do that. And she just crushes the eggshells up like that, just real fine.
Yeah, I'm fixing to take them out on the porch to the compost.
Well,
Gardening barrel. Grow barrel.
Yeah, the grow barrel.
Self-growing pod.
Yeah, we're gonna build a compost bin within the next few days up there to use for our garden for next year, so we can put all this stuff crap in it that we have left over for our garden, compost for our gardens. But the dehydrated part, that'll be just another minute or two for you guys, but it'll be like what, Sunday for us, because it'll have to run.
No, Saturday.
Saturday, yeah, no, but it'll still have to run.
24 hours and then cold.
Yeah.
Then you check them, and if they're not done, you put them in a couple more hours.
I'd say most likely it'll be Sunday before they're done. I'd say Sunday sometime because it takes forever because we put them in so thick.
But we'll be back with you and let you know how it's going.
Okay.
The other ones will be done in a couple hours.
Yeah, about 4 hours. They'll be frozen, ready to take out and put in a baggie and put another dozen in. So we're gonna try to do last 3 or 4 days. Last 4 days we got almost 7 dozen eggs. So I mean,
we'll be running it all weekend.
And this right here, these right here store for up to 10 years. Up to 10 years with these oxygen absorber in them.
I was gonna say you gotta tell them to put the oxygen absorber.
But I mean,
we'll show that as we put
yeah,
them in another jar.
that's something good to stockpile on, the egg powder, because you can make you can cook with them like you do regular eggs. They're just like regular cracked open eggs. They don't taste no different than rehydrating these out of water and cracking 2 of these open. You can't taste the difference between this one and this one. And yeah, that's right, Ashton. That's what I said. So when you come down here, you're going to eat some of these eggs because you said there was a difference, and there's no difference in the eggs.
You're going to sample them for us.
Yeah. So anyway, it'll be a few minutes for you guys, or a few seconds, but it'll be 24, 48 hours before we film the rest of this right here because we got to wait for them to get done and grind them up.
Yep.
Alright guys, it's been 24 plus, about 36, 38 hours since we started these eggs. They're done now. They're all, basically what we'll do is take a paper plate, and remember these had the holes in it. What we do is, basically what you made it look like, what do they call it stuff? Fiddle faddle or whatever it is, caramel stuff. That's basically what it looks like. Right there. We just rake it off through that hole down into that paper plate. You pretty much know when it's all the way done because it don't stick to this at all when it's 100% dry. If it's still a little bit wet, it'll stick to it, and you want to make sure you get it all the way dry. Because I think they said botulism and all kinds of crap if you don't. It's just easier to put it off into a paper plate like this. Alright, there's one. See, that's kind of what you got. Looks like fiddle faddle, kind of to me. I mean, like a caramel something. It almost looks like a, what's in vanilla wafers or something like that. I don't know, it's kind of weird. Let's do another one.
Do another one.
We got 4 trays. We'll just rake them all right in, right on the plate there. Because it's easier to get them off the plate than out of this into that thing. We'll do, we'll grind one on camera and we'll do the rest of it off camera. Because I mean, seeing the same thing over and over and over and over is kind of monotonous to me. Mundane or whatever the word is for it. I would call it boring. It's like building shows when they show you drive every nail, you know, I mean, I can stand up. Right.
There you go.
Okay, there's one. And now we got, right there's quite, that's 2 trays right there. So now what we do is basically we'll just put this in here. Without getting it everywhere. Stuff will go everywhere if you ain't real careful. The easiest way that I found to do it is hold the paper plate like this and bend it.
Just
like
a
this.
little, yes.
Fold it like a funnel. That's the easiest way I found to do it. You'll see a little like, I want to say like dampness in it. That's not dampness, that's the oil. These things, eggs have like a little bit of oil in them, and you'll see it. I mean, you can't really tell on there, but it's like a residue. The eggs are not wet, trust me, they're 100% dry, because I left them in there, what, 38, 39 hours, something like that. Just put the lid on it. Right, if you want to give me this.
Go ahead and mix it. I think we got to plug that in.
Yeah.
Air fryer's plugged in.
Plugging it. Okay. The way I do it is check it. There you go. Then you just, that's what you got is the powder. Got that powder up there. You grab us one of those quart jars. Just kind of peck it a little bit and it'll all settle down. You can grind it as fine as you want. I always grind it pretty fine. And then you just put it in your jar. Of course, that's probably easier said than done without getting there.
The lid.
It's easier to use the, that won't come out right. It's easier to use the wide mouth jars, but it goes in a lot easier. But do it over top of your paper plate, that way if you spill any, you can put it back in there. Alright. And right there is what you got.
Repeat the process.
Yep. Right there. That's it. See, if it wasn't 100% dry, it would actually stick to the jar. But I almost feel like I'm making moonshine or something. Anyway, we'll do the rest of them off camera, and then we'll come back and show you what we wound up with. Alright guys, that's the finished product right there. It's 28 eggs right there. That's 28 eggs. So that's how many fit in 4 trays of that thing. So we don't ever put an oxygen absorber in them. That's what we have here in these jars. We don't put that in until it's full. Once it's full, we'll put that in there, and these things will store just like this, as long as you keep it in a relatively, you know, cool place or whatever. You can put it in your shelf or in your pantry for like, I think it's maybe 10 years, something like that for these. So the trick to it is whenever you try to dehydrate this or rehydrate them, put them in a bowl and mix the water in it and let it set for like 15 minutes. Stir it, let it set for like 15 minutes. That way it fully rehydrates, you know, comes back. And it actually looks just like an egg, you know, it's all slimy looking and crap too. So
1 teaspoon of egg to 1 teaspoon of water equivalents to 1 egg.
Tablespoon.
Or 1 tablespoon of each equivalents to 1 egg.
I think it's 2. I think it's 2. I'm not sure. I have to look.
I think it's 1.
Yeah. It's either 1 and 1 or 2 and 1 or something like that. But anyway, we do 1 and 1, like 1 tablespoon, 1 tablespoon of water. So, but anyway, like I said, you can tell it's completely dry the way it rolls, and it's not sticking, it's not clumping. So, and that's how we do our eggs. So we get so many, we have to get creative with them, and you know, show them this is the second or third batch we've done of the frozen ones. So basically, just take, here's the silicone liners. If they stick to it a little bit like that, you can always run like water over the bottom of them, because even though we sprayed them, it's still stuck a little bit like that. And I don't want to tire the liners, them things are expensive. But anyway, here's one that didn't stick. So you just plop it right out. That's 1 whole egg, yolk and all. You can still see the yolk in it, the whole egg. Then we just put them in a bag, just like that. See if any more of them not stuck. Yeah, here's one. Well, it was kind of stuck. That's the only thing about these silicone liners, they do stick a little bit in these pans. We sprayed it, but it still sticks a little bit. You take these things and you can leave them out, like say if you're going to eat breakfast next morning, you know you're going to eat eggs. Take these things, like ever how many eggs you want, put them in a bowl and put them in the bottom of the refrigerator or whatever.
Overnight.
Yeah, overnight, get up next morning. Or, you know, let it sit and thaw out. But like if we're going to eat eggs the next morning, we'd set them out in the bottom of the refrigerator overnight. Get them out the next morning. That way they're good and thawed out.
And vacuum seal bags if you're using them for long term, but we usually eat them pretty quick.
Yeah, you can vacuum seal them, I'm sure. So this is a dozen eggs right here that we done here. Some of them stuck pretty good.
I've seen that. And we sprayed the bottom and the liners.
I think it's a cheap pan we get.
But we can always
Like from Walmart.
put a little hot water on the bottom. Yeah.
And I think this cost $1 and something a pan did.
Yeah.
Maybe you want to stick it. I mean, it works. These daggone liners out here is like, what, $10 or $12 for them things? You don't want to tire them. That didn't stick it all, that ain't good. Just have to let it set for a minute again. Okay, right there's another dozen eggs. Right there. Make all there out of it? Yeah.
I did.
Now
There you go.
Now I got egg goo all over me, so.
It'll wash off.
Oh yeah. Anyway. That's how we store our eggs long term.
That way we have them, the scrambled eggs and the ones with the yolk for.
Yep. You can use these eggs here for bacon, like for cakes, anything you need an egg in.
Muffins, cakes,
yeah.
pies.
Anything. It's the same. It's the exact same as a fresh egg. You can take this and mix up your egg, let it set, let it rehydrate, and then crack another egg and scramble the two, and you won't taste the difference between this and one of these eggs in the carton. So anyway, that's our experience anyway. So alright guys, now you see how we do our eggs. We get several, I don't know exactly how many we got the last couple of days, but we got a bunch. That was 28 eggs right here. And that was a dozen eggs we just put in there. And we still got 1, 2, 3, 4, 4.5 dozen eggs we gotta stick in there. We're gonna rehydrate or dehydrate those right now. We're gonna put them in there and let them go for the next couple of days, so they don't go bad on us. But when you get your eggs out of the nest box, you can put them in the cartons and just set them on your counter as long as your house ain't like extremely hot or whatever, or cold. You can take and leave them on the counter for what, 3 or 4 weeks probably.
Yeah.
I mean, we've
as long as they're not washed.
Yeah, you can't wash them. Don't wash them. Just put them, take them directly out. You can wipe them off with a dry rag, like if they got crap on them or something. You can wipe them off and put them in the carton. But don't wash them with water or anything like that, because you wash, there's like a membrane on the egg that from the chicken, I guess. I don't know.
They put an extra coating on there.
Yeah, it's like a membrane. Yes, keeps the air out of the egg, and it'll last for at least 3 or 4 weeks on the counter. I mean, we've eaten them 3 or 4 weeks out. It's just sitting on the counter, they're perfectly fine. We ain't dead yet. We ain't got shit.
As long as you don't wash them, yes.
We got the craps or whatever, but so anyway, that's how we do it. Maybe this helps somebody. If you got any questions, let us know. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. We got a lot more stuff coming out. And hit that like button for us. Thank you, guys.